Hi there, it's the 19th of October 2022, and the tropical cyclones around the world are spinning into gear. We've got systems developing in the East Pacific, a potential one in the Bay of Bengal, we've got a possible storm in the West Pacific, and even the Caribbean may be showing some signs of life. So let's get down to it. Starting off in the East Pacific, we have disturbance Invest 90E, and it is not looking particularly impressive right now, but it is forecast to track parallel to the coast of Mexico and develop into a tropical cyclone. And eventually it may curve back towards Mexico as a hurricane. Let's check the forecast. First of all, as you'll know if you watch this channel, I do like to have a look at the maximum potential intensity in the area. And actually it doesn't look good, does it? It is category 5, still plenty hot at 29 Celsius to 28 in the SSTs, and indicating that this environment, this disturbance is passing along, has the potential to get to category 5 intensity if everything was perfect, which it rarely is, of course. The Hurricane Wharf has the storm intensifying to be a tropical storm very quickly, perhaps unrealistically quickly. It's almost immediately at tropical storm strength. And it takes a storm, as you can see, it's just tucking up along the Mexican coast. And this is now 18 UTC on Friday, 21st of October, and the storm has become a hurricane, indicated by that purple color with the winds over 64 knots sustained. As the storm progresses up the coast, there's a rapid intensification period in the model on October 22nd, and the storm ends up being a major hurricane strength system, looks like, and then it stays at similar intensity, broadening wind field slightly, and then it looks like it's heading actually quite close to Baja in this simulation. That's the end of it. The European Centre model has the system developing also, and it tracks parallel to the coast and ends up now in a similar location to the end of the HWARF forecast, and that is the end of the forecast. So whether it takes that turn into Mexico or continues northward, previous forecasts have indicated it would take a turn back towards the Mexican coast. So this disturbance is very interesting and of great concern to Mexico depending on the development, but it looks like it is quite likely to develop, and NHC have a 90% chance of cyclone formation in 48 hours. So we'll have to check back on this. Let's move on and check in on the Caribbean, because we don't have the ECMWF, doesn't go far enough forward on the latest run. So by the time you're watching this, you'll be able to check the European Centre model, which may or may not back up the finding in the Global Forecasting System model of a tropical cyclone developing in the Caribbean Sea and moving into Haiti by October 29th. Is this an artifact of the GFS, or will the latest model run from the European Centre model back it up? It doesn't go far enough at the moment. Please check it out and let me know in the comments. As you can see from the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's summary map, there are a number of systems, some that are pretty much finished, these two, and then these two that are particularly of interest. And let's start with the Bay of Bengal, because the Bay of Bengal is a notorious cyclone bay for damaging and highly damaging cyclones. Let's check out the Global Forecasting System forecast. I haven't even looked at this yet, so not this one, I've looked at previous ones. The disturbance is over here at 1008 millibars, just off the coast of Thailand, and Myanmar tucks in there, does it? In any case, this disturbance moves off and it's over the Andaman Islands there, bringing them some heavy rain. And it does develop in the GFS and deepens, what's the date? October 23rd, 994, 991, 986 millibars, and then heads in towards Calcutta and Bangladesh at 979 millibars. So a intensifying tropical cyclone in the global forecasting system model heading into an area quite vulnerable to tropical cyclones. But their warning systems are much better now than they were back in whenever the massive disasters were in the 70s. So let's look at that. The time of landfall in the GFS is October 25th, 12Z. Let's check out the European Center model. The European Center model, this is the initialization from 19th, so this is today's forecast, and it hasn't completed the full length of the run yet. So again, you'll have to check this yourself and let me know in the comments. It is 23rd of October. It has developed a more of a broad system, not even below 1000 millibars at that point, but it may perhaps intensify as the forecast goes forward. As for the maximum potential intensity in the region, it's horrendous. It is way up in the category 5 section and top of the scale, 29 degrees and even higher temperature waters up in the northeast. So certainly the energy is there for a significant tropical cyclone. In fact, it appears that Hurricane Wharf has been initialized for this system. The system is Invest 92B, and there is the coast of Thailand and Myanmar. And I'll switch it to the surface winds. So weak winds at the start, as it is not even a tropical cyclone at this point. But if we move forward, let's see what the Hurricane Wharf does with it. What the hell? It's jumping it all over the place. It doesn't even have a distinct low pressure. It's struggling to center on the correct low pressure system until we get out to tomorrow. It seems to focus it a bit more and gathers things together. It's obviously really struggling because there's no distinct low pressure center, so the domain is following the center of the storm, but if there's no center, then it can't follow anything. So it just jumps around. But anyway, there we've got something by 22nd of October, Saturday, and the Hurricane Wharf then ends there as it is a tropical storm in the middle of the Bay of Bengal. It does look like it is coming together in the model. That is a concern. I'm going to jump back to the previous run, which there isn't one, so can't do that. So yet another system that looks like rubbish at the moment, but has the potential to gradually edge into the Bay of Bengal and possibly form into a tropical cyclone while heading over those very warm waters. So we're definitely going to have to watch this one. Keep a close eye on it. And to finish up today, let's take a look at the West Pacific. Over here is Nisat, and well, it has been destroyed by the cold air coming off China, I think, and there is very little there. It is still tropical storm strength, but and moving into Vietnam, but probably with that stabilization, it's not a major issue, hopefully. Meanwhile, we've got this system over here that's popping up, just a big old burst of thunderstorms right now, but it looks like this is heading on a similar track to later on to Nisat. Let's just quickly check that. Despite already at a latitude north of the Philippines, it's getting forced down towards the south by this whacking great ridge and high pressure, pushing it down towards northern Luzon again. And this is where the concern is, because it's going to be, if that comes true, bringing more heavy rain to the north coast that have already suffered from a lot of rain from Nisat. And then it does go on and take a very similar track to Nisat, maybe slightly further to the south in this particular model run. So there really is an absolute ton of stuff to keep an eye out from this tropical cyclone potential in the East Pacific, even possibly in the Caribbean. And we've got that system coming down towards Luzon and the one in the Bay of Bengal potential as well. Of course, the GFS is liking all of these systems for development, but will they actually develop? Well, let's get this started. We're going to look at these storms in detail, and please join us on the Discord and give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one.